Hey YouTube, what's going on? So, after my last video where I was talking about the axial dead zones for controller, a lot of people asked me if I could do a controller bindings video or any kind of tips video. So this will be a short one. This will be for snipers on controller. This could also apply to mouse and keyboard, really, but for the sake of staying on topic, we're gonna label it a controller video, but if you're on mouse and keyboard, you can do this too. If you don't already know, in Battlefield, sniping is, I don't want to say complicated. It's just different if you've never played Battlefield, or if you're coming from other FPS games, regardless of what game it is. In Battlefield, they have a realism element to sniping, which means they have this attachment on snipers called the rangefinder. And we'll look at it right here. You have to unlock it, unless you got the Phantom Edition. Then you get a blueprint that has this. If not, I think you have to get the sniper to like level 2, and then you get the rangefinder. And the rangefinder basically tells you, press to set the weapon scope zeroing to the distance of where the crosshair is aimed. So you have to zero your snipers. Now, what is zeroing? Zeroing is basically whatever distance your target is, you have to adjust your sniper. So to adjust for the bullet drop, let's say you have to zero it. So in Battlefield, for example, you can do this manually. So when you aim, if you look at my lower right screen, if I hit down, right there, I zero to 200 meters, which means if I shoot a target at 200 meters, the bullet's gonna go straight wherever I aim, right? Because I'm zeroing up to 200 meters, and I think, let me see how far it lets you go. 3, 4, 5. It lets you go to 500 meters, right? But let's say you don't know exactly where a target is. Well, that's what the rangefinder is for. When you aim at a target and you range find, it tells you. So this one zeros for 115 meters. So now one of the tricks that a lot of people have figured out is you can bind your zeroing to your ADS button. So how do we do that? We go into controller on the left, then we hit edit settings, and we go into infantry passenger control mappings. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom to weapons and equipment, and then you keep going down, and you're going to see rangefinder zeroing if zoomed. Now there's two of them, zoom hold and if zoomed. I have it on rangefinder zeroing if zoom. So I have it to my ADS button. So what does that do? When I'm sniping, that means that no matter which target I pick, let's say if I pick the furthest target, right? As soon as I ADS and zoom, if you look at the right, it's going to automatically zero to that target when I zoom in on it without me having to press any other button. So you see my rangefinder is at 300 right now. Now watch what happens when I zoom in on the last target. Instantly zeros to 101 meters, right? Which means I take this shot, I'm guaranteed to hit. Obviously, I'm not aiming at his head, so it wasn't a headshot, right? But let's say I aim again at his head. Oh, and another thing, right? I'll go back to the rangefinder. I felt like this one is also important. You can double bind the same buttons. So another button that you might want to bind is your hold breath. So the same thing here. Scroll down to weapons and equipment, and we're gonna look for steady scope. So I also bound my steady scope to my ADS button. So when I snipe, I'm doing two things at once by just hitting one button. I am instantly holding my breath, and I am instantly zeroing my sniper as soon as I ADS. See, look, 109 meters, and I'm instantly holding my breath. I'm setting my scope. Nothing's moving. So I can instantly aim, take this shot. That's going to make your sniping 1,000 times easier. That's probably why you're seeing all these clips of people hitting these, 1,000-meter snipes with ease. It's because of this. It's because they have their hold breath bound to their ADS, and they have their rangefinder bound to their ADS. So as soon as the ADS, look, perfectly still. Easy shot. So imagine you're running around the map. Anyone you ADS on, you're ready to take the shot. You don't have to ADS and then press the thumbstick to hold breath and then press down to 0. You don't have to do all that. You literally just zoom in, take your target, ready to shoot. So now that's why you're seeing all these clips of snipers just running around like they're the greatest snipers in the world. Don't get me wrong, you still got to line up your shot, but it's so much easier when you have one button doing like 3 things at once, right? So just a little quick tip I wanted to drop. Hopefully this helps if you didn't already know about this. If you already knew, then, you know, you've been on game about this. And if you didn't know, well, then hopefully this makes your recon challenges a lot easier. Because I know there's the 150-meter snipe challenge, and then there's the 200-meter snipe challenge. So if you've been struggling, here you go. Instant zero, instant steady scope, easy shots. All right? Hope that helps.